Hello, Chris. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for analysis. And the first thing I will tell you is that you have spent good money on making a beautiful website. This is clearly a professionally done website. Good for you, because a good website is something that people want to get into. It's sort of like when you show up at a friend's house and you've just had your car painted and you go, hey, let's go for a ride. And they say, yeah, let me in. This is what people are going to do when they get here. They're going to want to go in because there's a lot to see, a lot to learn about. And that is exactly what you want on your web page. But I am not so much interested in the aesthetics of it. That's great when somebody gets here. The problem is getting them here. And here's where I need to tell you that your page is underperforming. It's not doing poorly, but it is underperforming. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. The first thing that I look at after I look at the website is this. It is a paid tool that I have called Ahrefs. There's you are, Baker Roofing. And this gives me a bunch of the metrics of your site. And I will explain what those are in a moment here. Now, the next thing I do is I go and I do a Google search. In this case, of course, Dallas, Texas roofer. And this is where I need to explain a little bit about how Google works. I promise that that you will not fall asleep. I'm hoping to make it interesting. Now, the Google algorithm is looking for certain things in order to place you where it places you in a Google search. Now, the things that it's looking for are not whether or not you have a good work ethic or whether you have good materials. What it's looking for is certain aspects of your website. Now, I would rather have somebody with good materials and work ethic, but Google thinks the more relevant result is somebody that conforms to the algorithm. Now, the algorithm is looking for basically three things. Now, one of them is underneath this paid announcements here are the map pack. They want you to have a Google business profile. Now, the Google business profile is just like a Facebook profile. It asks you what year you started your business, what your daily hours are. There's some tick boxes, that sort of thing. And that is what it is looking for. Now, underneath the map pack, by the way, filling this business profile out correctly, what you want is, the end result is to be up here, because the closer you are to the top of a search, the better it is for the number of people that will click on you. And that is what I'm going to show you in a moment. Underneath the map pack, we have what we call the organic search results. These are ones that are entirely decided by the Google algorithm based upon how well it satisfies the algorithm. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that Google likes content, and content is something that Google wants on your site. Let me do this. I'm going to copy and paste your website, your homepage, into this word counter. You have 1,133 words. That's awesome. I think you're going to beat your biggest competitor here, Lon Smith. I'm going to do them in this word counter over here. And they have 1,062. So, wow, you beat them. And they are, as you can see, the number one roofing contractor in the organic search results. So you did better than they did. But here's the thing. All words are not equal. The words that we're talking about are keywords. Let me show you what I mean. Back to the paid site. You have 1,400 keywords on your website. Now, keywords are essentially what people would type into a Google search. Google knows that when I search for this right there, all of these other sites come up. So it will determine what of those sites have been accessed previously and by what terms, meaning what people have typed into a Google search. Now, Google takes all of those responses, it puts them together, counts them, and then determines what keywords appear most often and second most often, and so on. So those keywords become the words that Google expects you to have on your site. Right now, Google says that you have 1,400 of the keywords on your site. Here's what Lon Smith has, 838. They are behind you by just a little less than half. So you have done that very right. That is a wonderful thing to have done right. You definitely have, you can't tell you how many people don't have enough keywords on their site. So this is good for you. That's good news because it means that tweaking some other things will get you where you want to be. Now, here are their keywords. Obviously, Dallas Roofing, Lon Smith, people looking for them specifically. Sometimes people have questions in here like how much is a roof in Dallas, that sort of thing. What are gutters? Well, that has to be a person that has not lived more than about 11 years. I can't imagine that's a question. But that's what are gutters for? I guess that's what people ask. These are actual Google searches. So what the Lon Smith website is doing is actually satisfying these queries. Roofing contractor, Fort Worth. There we go. Now, I also need to point out that contractor is different than contractors. Companies is different than company. The algorithm does not know our language. It only knows words. And so if you don't have singulars and plurals taken care of in your website, then you're not going to come up. Now, I'm going to do something really fast here. I'm going to go back to your site. I'm going to type in and search for the word best, B-E-S-T. Now, oh, there you go. Dallas Best Local Roofing Company. That is exactly what you want there. If you do not say that you are the best roofing company, then you are not going to come in. And it's just a matter of fact that, you know, the Google searches, when you do a Google search, it is looking for that exact term in the websites that it has in its memory. You know, the web crawler has taken all these and stored them into the big Google computer, and that's how it knows what is on the websites. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is your backlinks. You have 1,200 backlinks. A backlink is where you appear on somebody else's site, and there is a link back to you on that site. Well, a good example would be like Yelp, where you probably have a profile. If you have claimed that profile and put your website on the on the Yelp profile, then it would be a backlink to you. Now, I'm going to show you what Lon Smith has. You have 1,200. They have 7,700. Now, a bunch of those are garbage, and I know that to be the case because this number should be much higher to make that be accurate. But the algorithm knows the difference, but it knows that there are a lot of backlinks on their site. Let me show you what their backlinks are. You want anything that is in the 90s. Now, they have done something for perhaps a charitable organization or something. They got in the news. That's what PR Newswire, that's why that's up there. That is a very respected website because a lot of people refer to it. Angie's List is one. About Me is one. Yellow Pages, Porch.com, Super Pages, This Old House. Those are highly respected websites that people refer to when they are looking for answers. These numbers, by the way, are the domain rating that shows the strength of a domain's backlink profile, meaning that this website has a lot of pointers to it on other websites. And this is the way Google thinks about it. The more sites that refer back to your site means you must be important. If nobody is referring to your website, they don't care about you. But it's like a person, you know, if more people talk about them, that makes them somewhat famous. So that is exactly what the Google algorithm is looking for. So now I've told you three things that it wants. It wants a Google business profile, it wants keywords, and it wants more backlinks. Now I'm going to show you what the difference is based upon where his listing is here in the order of listing. You had 314 clicks last month as a result of Google searches. And that's based upon the keywords and the backlinks that you have. This company has done a lot of research. This number changes regionally, so it's not just an automatic, number. There's a lot of research that goes into figuring this out. 314 clicks as a result of a Google search. Here's what Lon Smith had, 4,200. Now, you don't necessarily have to beat that number. That's a huge jump up, isn't it? But you could come closer to this by getting higher in the search results. Now, the algorithm is something that we know. I've just told you what it's looking for, and that's because on my business, I know what the thing is looking for. You need to satisfy what it's looking for in order to get on the search results higher. Now, I have searched down to find out where you are. At first, I thought you were here, Baker Roofing Company, but You're not. That's a different Baker Roofing Company. And I don't find you guys here. And at this point, think about your own Google searches. How far down do you scroll before you go, oh, you know what? I have enough searches up above that. Anybody above here is doing better than you are doing in terms of Google search clicks. So even though you have 314 clicks, it could be much better by being higher in the search results. Now, that is something that can be achieved. You can do it yourself. I've told you what the three things are. I don't want to lie to you. It is something you could do yourself, but it is also something that I presume you probably want to do more roofing than you do digging around in your website, which is why I think Shanique would be a great person to help guide you through the next steps of this. I hope I have been helpful in helping you get more oomph out of your out of your website. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great rest of your day.